Welcome everyone to the Moisky News for April the 21st, 2021. Today we're going to talk about Twitter, because Sir Keith was trending, Keir Starmer was trending, Rod the landlord was trending. Who's Rod? Rod's a national treasure now, a hero, a man willing to stand up to the man in the face of such adversity, to stand his ground and make it clear. I'm just going to play the video.
I am truthfully incandescent about the job you've done.
No, not you lift me up.
Yes. Do you know what the average age of death with COVID is? According to official national statistics, it's 82 years and 3 months. The average age of death normally. You understand? Thousands of people have died because you have failed to do your job.
So Rod is a landlord who fundamentally disagreed with Keir Starmer, who was visiting the town of Bath on coronavirus restrictions. Many of us disagreed with a whole plethora of those restrictions, not least because the highest infection rate came from schools and not from pubs and hotels, which in fact had the lowest. They made the concerted effort to be as clean as possible, like gyms, and yet they were shut down but schools stayed open, which I firmly believe many of us can agree made no sense. No, the United Kingdom did not vote for these rules because we operate under a different system to the US and any other country. Then again, the US does what it wants based on party lines, doesn't it? So no one really does what people vote them in for, which is called politics. After that disagreement, though, Keir Starmer went to go inside Rod's pub, because pubs are open now-ish. Gardens mostly for serving booze. Well, upon entering the establishment, this happened.
That man is not allowed in my pub. Get out of my pub! Go on. Get out of my pub!
And Rod has become legend, after being pinned against a wall by Keir Starmer's security because apparently he was willing to try and jump on Keir Starmer. Sorry, Sir Keith. Keir Starmer did give an interview afterwards, and he said the following.
Well, look, somebody approached me, and from what I could understand, he profoundly thought that we shouldn't have had a lockdown, that we shouldn't have restrictions, and I'm not sure he really thought there was a pandemic. He's entitled to that view. I profoundly disagree with him.
Now, I firmly believe Rod stood up for the values and beliefs of the majority of this country, and the problem Keir Starmer has is, while he is busy going around the country trying to enamour them towards the Labour Party, he doesn't really have a solid position on this currently. But he also did vote for all those restrictions that put so many people out of work, shut so many people away and prevented them from living their lives. They became prisoners, which is unacceptable. So when a man like Rod stands up for that, we champion it. Twitter certainly did, and I see no reason not to point and go, I agree with him. 100% agree with him. Currently, Labour are flagging. They're flagging because they don't seem to have a solid position on this, but also because Keir Starmer seems to contradict a number of the positions Labour themselves have held. So his own party is partially against him because he hasn't, for example, kept his word on the 12 socialist pledges. He had a good start, now he is starting to wane. Now granted, there isn't an election until 2024, and so he does have ample opportunity to turn this around. But with this inability early on showing, it is unlikely to believe he could in fact beat Boris at the next general election. And the last thing anyone needs is a new cycle that lasts, or video circulating of them looking like an absolute mug because they fundamentally disagree on something with someone, a member of the public no less, that they are trying to sway to vote for Labour, only to end up getting yeeted from the pub and summarily barred from it. If you want people to vote Labour at the next general election, the only way you're going to do that is to appeal to the very people you're supposed to stand up for, the very people you betrayed. Your party, that is, when Jeremy Corbyn was in charge. and the same people your party betrayed when you took the workers and decided they should just go home, i.e. Coronavirus Act that you voted for. But that's just me, I could be wrong. And if I am, do let me know in the comments down below. If Rod's a hero, do tell me.